Welcome to Style Arcade's podcast, your front row seat to the world of fashion, style and culture. It's episode 8 and we are joined by Honour Wainwright, Director of Marketing at Boodles and family member of the iconic British jewellery brand. With us as well is Isabelle Handley-Allen, aka Belle So Chic, the fashion, beauty and positive mindset content creator. We're going to be discussing why diamonds definitely are a girl's best friend, how Sex and the City's Carrie Bradshaw has competition in the style stakes, and of course we'll be giving you some top jewellery and fashion tips. Let's dive in. Oh, it is brilliant to have the both of you in here today. We're in our studio, we're back studio bound. We've been out and about for a couple of weeks and it's great to be in Victoria Leeds. And it must feel full circle for you, Isabelle, because this was where you started your early career, wasn't it? Was it All Saints?
It was. I used to work in the old All Saints before it became a massive shop over 20 years ago.
Wow.
And then I moved abroad. I moved to the south of France and then I lived in Italy and Belgium. And then I'm back in Leeds, in Victoria Leeds.
Gosh, and we've brought you back
I know,
here.
you brought me back literally to the centre. Yeah.
So that's in Victoria Quarter, and
Indeed.
that is where Boodles is, in Victoria Quarter. And you come to Leeds, a few times of the year to be in the store. And so, it must be great to be spending a bit of time here.
Yeah, I always love coming to Leeds. It's such an amazing city. I'm based in London, though. I head up our marketing, so our offices are based above the Bond Street shop. And we've got 10 shops around the UK, obviously Leeds being one of them. Our newest shop, we've only been here for coming up 4 years, so we're still a very new shop, new team, trying to find our feet here. But yeah, I always love coming to Leeds. It's such a fun city.
Love having you here and having the store here. And of course, you are part of the Boodles family. You're Director of Marketing. You're a very, very busy lady. And you've also had some recent celebrations, which we'll get to in a bit. What was it like growing up as part of the Boodles family? Take us back to the earliest memory of you being in the store.
Yeah, so we were founded in 1798. I'm the 6th generation of the family and the first female family member to join. But this isn't my very first memory, but it's something that one of my colleagues always reminds me of. My brother and I used to be about 4 or 5 and coming to work with our dad on a Saturday with our briefcases, thinking we were very grown up, with our briefcases full of colouring pencils. So very much been brought up in the company. Every sort of university, every school holiday, I was always on the shop floor cutting ribbon for our gift boxing, making cups of tea and coffee for our clients. So yeah, very much been brought up in the company, and it's really nice now that it's my sort of full-time job.
And, jewellery was part of your early life too. You weren't part of like a jewellery family.
Alas, no.
You were drawn to it from an early age.
I was, yeah. So the fashion kind of came a bit later for me. But I've always been a bit of a magpie. So when I was really quite small, my mum used to give me her old costume jewellery and I would literally hoard it and just not even wear it, just keep it to sort of pore over and just admire brooches and necklaces and earrings. Yeah, I just always loved it. And as soon as I was old enough, I was telling Michelle, I was literally plaiting ribbon together to make necklaces.
Amazing.
And I made these 2 rings. So I progressed on to learning how to make jewellery properly and do some metal smithing and gold and silver smithing and made these rings. I made my sister's wedding ring.
Also, jewellery is a big part of fashion and part of
massively.
an outfit. So I imagine, delving into jewellery from an early age for you, Isabelle, maybe sparked that as well.
Quite possibly. I've always loved the jewellery side, probably just as much as I love the clothes side.
I love it. They work hand in hand.
They do,
really,
because
really
jewellery,
well.
Honour knows better than we do, just finishes off your look.
Totally.
How do you choose jewellery? Because that must be quite a hard thing to do when you're surrounded by it day to day.
Yeah, I tend to go for pieces that have a meaning to me, either collections that I've worked on, and it's so nice seeing, coming up with I work very closely with the designers, so coming up with, the concept, and then seeing it the whole way through, and it probably takes about 18 months from original first concept all the way to the finished product. So at the moment, these earrings I'm wearing and the necklace you're wearing, Michelle, is from one of our newest collections. So I will always gravitate to one of the newest collections, the pieces that I've sort of worked very closely on. But yeah, pieces that have meaning to me. I don't know whether you want me to get into it now about
absolutely. I mean, because I heard a rumour that you don't take certain pieces of jewellery off. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, my engagement ring.
Well, I wouldn't want to take that off, and we'll see that in a bit.
I would want to take it off, actually. No. If you'd like to hand it over here.
But yeah, never take that off. It's an Ashoka engagement ring. An Ashoka cut is a particular cut of diamond exclusive to Boodles in the UK. It's cut by another family business in Manhattan, the Goldberg family, who are very good family friends of ours. My twin brother, who works at Boodles, he worked on the bench there for a year. And actually, it's really funny. His fiancée wears a sort of Ashoka around her neck that he cut for her, but it is the most awful cut Ashoka in the whole world, but she loves it. I shouldn't be saying that because she's might listen to this and take great offence, or my brother will take great offence with his cutting.
But you have a better cut.
Yeah. But yeah, so my engagement ring, now my new wedding band as well, which is set with single mine origin gold. And that gold has all come from the Yanfalila mine. So all of our gold is traceable back to a known mine, because traceability and sustainability is a big part of what we stand for at Boodles.
Absolutely.
And then finally, my rain dance ring, which is in the V&A Museum. You're also modelling. It's in the V&A Museum as an icon of British jewellery design, and it's one of our, it is our most well-known collection, and it's the very first piece that Rebecca Hawkins, our head of design, designed, I believe, in 1996. Wow. The first piece she designed for us at Boodles, and it still lives on as our best-selling collection.
It's iconic. It really is. Iconic. Everybody knows Boodles for this ring.
Yeah. And just being in the V&A as well.
Yeah, I mean, what an accolade.
Yeah, so it was our the 25th anniversary, actually, of the collection.
Wow.
This last year, and we created a version with pink diamonds in.
That is very special. Absolutely. I don't even know where to start. All of those things I want to get in and talk about. I mean, Boodles is a timeless place. It's kind of got the elegance. It's the one that we see celebrities wearing on the red carpet. In terms of choosing jewellery, it is, as you say, iconic, isn't it, Isabelle?
Absolutely, yes. So this ring in particular, I think, has inspired so many fakes, like so many copies. You can find these in so many different jewellers. You can probably find them on eBay. But yeah, this ring is just absolutely iconic, which is why I'm wearing it. But yes, when it comes to picking jewellery, sometimes I will want to build an outfit around a piece of jewellery. But sometimes it's just the finishing touch that makes you feel special.
I know. I feel quite special with this.
I feel incredibly special.
Absolutely. This necklace is fantastic. So tell us what the collection is then that I'm wearing here.
Yeah, so that's from our National Gallery collection. So we were the National Gallery's centenary anniversary partner last year. And so to celebrate that partnership, we created a jewellery collection. And that particular suite is called Play of Light. So it's inspired by the play of light in the Impressionist paintings.
I love the colours as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's a really fun collection and very different from other collections we do. And actually one thing that my dad keeps saying, going back to your point, is that it's really hard to copy. So good luck to all these jewellers for copying our engagement, our rain dance ring. Yeah. But just a disclaimer, our rain dance ring is made in 3 parts, whereas all the fakes aren't. So
I have no
ours
doubt that this is absolutely superior. I have no doubt about that.
You definitely have to go for the real thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we talked about jewellery with yourself and those early starts of your career, but now, I mean, wow, what a status that you have as a content creator. Honestly, you know, you talk about fashion, you talk about positive mindset, beauty. How did all of that start then?
So it started as, well, let's all agree that mums are wise, okay? So it actually started, I was very unwell for many years. I spent over a year in hospital in 2019 to 2020, and then I came out of hospital the day before lockdown.
Oh.
So all of my, and I'd been bedridden, like unable to use my body at all. I couldn't eat, I had a nose tube, I couldn't move or talk. So eventually at the end of those 13 months, I was well enough to come out of hospital. But because it was the day before lockdown and the country was just in crisis, all of my follow-up appointments and my rehab appointments were cancelled. So, and when you've had such a debilitating condition, I mean, I still have it, but once you've been so immobilised and not being able to use your body, you need to carry on doing it, because it wasn't like they didn't discharge me because I was, 100% back to life, all systems go. It was very much, you need to keep working on this, because I could walk for a few paces and then that was it. So I had to carry on. I needed something to do, and my rehab appointments had been cancelled. So my mum said to me, Isabelle, you need a project. And this is a woman who does not have an Instagram account. And she said to me, you need to be doing one of these style accounts on Instagram. I know.
Wow, amazing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. She didn't know anything about Instagram.
Not at
but
all.
She was like, oh, yes.
You need to be doing this.
And before this, you were an interpreter. You
Oh,
were
yes.
travelling the world.
Yes.
So completely different, Honour.
Very, very different careers.
So
yes.
did you literally start from that day that your mum
Yeah,
said that?
from scratch. I had,
Amazing.
12 followers from the people I knew on Instagram. And then it just happened from there.
How did that journey develop, though? Because I imagine you never thought that today you'd get over 400,000 followers on Instagram and be doing this.
Yes. Well, given the state of my health, I didn't really know what the future would be. There were years when I thought I'd probably never be able to work again, never be able to earn my own money again, and just be dependent on somebody else for the rest of my life. So, I mean, it's an absolute gift to be able to do this from both from a health point of view, but also from just a personal development point of view. But yeah, it just happened because when I do something, I go for it. So I just put the effort in, and I was determined to, drive my rehab and my recovery forwards. And I put my energy into that, and I put my energy into my Instagram. And yeah, here I am today. It's my career. I've been doing it full time for 3 years.
Are you loving it?
And I'm loving it.
Yes, that's it. You've got to love what you do.
Yeah.
And what a story, what a journey.
Yeah, turning a real
journey.
negative into a positive.
Yeah.
Yes, well, yes, that's what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is as well, it's also spreading joy to other people and giving them something back, because
Absolutely.
as Belle So Chic, you do give advice. You do say we can do it, we can wear these outfits, and I think that must be great, getting that feedback of people who are watching your content. I've just watched her 7 ways to style silk pants, and
This was not planned, but I am wearing them again today. I live in them. They are just, they're such an easy piece to wear. They're going to go so well with knitwears and suede as we move into autumn.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So that's kind of a complete change,
Yes,
right?
completely.
And for yourself, I mean, you worked in the media, Condé Nast, and then you joined, as you say, the family business, the first female.
Yeah.
What made you make that change and development?
I initially worked in fashion when I first graduated from uni at a fashion wholesaler, which I absolutely loved. But then moved to Condé Nast, worked across their digital titles, for a few years, which again, absolutely loved, but it was always sort of in the back of my mind that, I would join the family business at one stage. And it was my cousin Jodie, who is based in our head office in Liverpool, who I remember it so clearly. Again, it was during lockdown, and I was working around the dining room table at Condé Nast, and Dad was on the other end of the table, obviously working at Boodles, overhearing his conversations. And he picked up the phone, and it was my cousin Jodie, and there was an opening for a job in marketing, saying, why doesn't Honour go for it? She'd be perfect. And I mean, it was a pretty easy decision, but I did end up joining a lot earlier than I thought. But I'm so pleased I did, because I have, had amazing opportunities that I don't think the average sort of late 20-year-old would have had. So
some big campaigns to work on as well. What has been the biggest one, or the one that's meant a lot to you so far?
Yeah, I mean, my first campaign I ever worked on, I slightly cringe thinking of some of the things I suggested when I first joined Boodles.
We've all been there. I look at some of my early content and I think, is that me?
Yeah.
What?
It's all learning, isn't it? Yeah. The first campaign I ever worked on was called A Family Journey. And I'll try and tell the story very, very briefly, but it was during COVID and I had just started at Boodles. And my grandmother, who is part of the Boodles side, sadly died. And we were going through her house, clearing everything out, and we came across a photo album. And it said, around the world in 16 days in 1962. And it was a diamond buying trip that my grandpa took when he was chairman of Boodles, going around the world in 16 days, buying diamonds. And it was obviously a time when air travel was pretty uncommon. I think he went to 15 places in 16 days, finished in Hawaii. We're not quite sure what he was doing in Hawaii because there's not many diamonds there yet. But obviously it was a time when our clients couldn't travel. So we created a high jewellery collection around the places he went to. And it totally won the imagination of our clients, of press. It was a nice form of escapism for everyone. And, we found people resonate to a collection or a piece that is inspired around a city or a country, because you might find, we got engaged there. Mm-hmm. I must have the Paris ring, or, my roots are in Kyoto, so I must have the Kyoto ring.
That is brilliant.
So that was the first campaign I worked on.
And did you get to go to all those places and travel in his footsteps? That would have been great.
Sadly, we were lucky on Getty Images. But it was, as I said, during COVID. But coming up with the concept for the photo shoot, to shoot the collection, and the brochure and all the marketing materials, and how we were going to sort of display this collection in an imaginative way, because it was obviously when we couldn't really see our clients. So we were having to either bring the collection to them or just make sure that our marketing was extra, inspiring and even more inspiring than usual. So,
and I like that personal story, because I do think jewellery has that feel. It evokes a memory. It becomes very personal. We have stories for jewellery. Wouldn't you agree, Isabelle?
Absolutely. Thinking about this ring in particular, I bought this pearl when I was from my hospital bed. I could just about use my phone again. And I bought this pearl, and then I made it as an anniversary for when I got my nose tube out.
Oh,
wow. So I wear this a lot. This is a really special pearl to me. But yes, I was saying to Michelle earlier, so my family is from the Peak District. History in breeding horses, so not jewellery, not as exciting as that. But as my mum's side of the family is from the Peak District, and Blue John, the fluorite, which is from Derbyshire, we all have a piece of Blue John jewellery. That's just a nice little family.
That is a lovely connection, isn't it? And totally. I think that is what we all want with jewellery, and we build it up over time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you had any kind of memorable moments of customers, that have come into the store and shared that with you, Honour?
Yeah, I mean, I think, as you've just said so beautifully, that every piece of jewellery has a memory and has a story to tell. And this is why I love my job so much, that going onto the shop floor, which sometimes I don't do very regularly, I might only go on a couple of times a week, but it's always such a happy occasion on the shop floor. Someone's buying, you know, an engagement ring or a birthday present or an anniversary present or whatever it may be. It's always a really happy, nice occasion. It's always a celebration. And my brother and I, we're right in the midst of all of our friends getting engaged. And I feel so touched how many of them have come to us. And it's been such a special experience doing it with, there's been various ways how the couples have done it, but 9 times out of 10, it's been myself and the guy working on it behind the scenes, keeping my mouth firmly shut.
That's so special, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and actually I had a really good friend as well who rung me last night, so the next one's in the works already, and it's been a really bonding experience doing it with lots of our friends.
Well, you would be a good friend to have.
Absolutely.
Actually, if the guy's not getting it right, you could just go, no, I think she would like
Well, the thing
this.
that's so funny is all my girlfriends have sent me exactly what they want, so that when the
course
time
they have.
comes,
Of course they have.
So it's quite good that the guys have all been told go to Honour.
So
She knows what I want.
Exactly. Exactly.
What was your engagement experience like? Because you're now married to
Yes.
the lovely Charlie.
Yeah.
There was no pressure on Charlie then to kind of get it right. Had
Yeah.
you discussed it? Because can we just have a look?
Oh,
I
I've
mean,
seen
me and
it.
Isabelle
I've
really
seen
want to
it.
see this.
Needs a bit of a clean.
It is absolutely stunning.
It's
and is it called
beauty.
A choker.
a choker
Yeah.
diamond?
Yeah.
And just very specially cut diamond, as you
Yeah.
explained earlier. So
Yeah.
tell us about the engagement. I want to know it
I
all.
want to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, I mean, I only know up to the bit that he proposed, but so I've heard that he works round the corner from my brother and I in our Bond Street shop. And so my brother and him had been sort of scheming for months before, but obviously Charlie didn't want to come into the shop floor just in case I was walking through, or so they were meeting in sort of like neighbouring coffee shops, and my brother would come out with a piece of tissue, and apparently there'd be sort of 14 different stones there
In a
for
tissue.
Charlie to choose in some random coffee shop.
Talk about hoping you don't get mugged.
Yeah.
Imagine if he'd have thrown that tissue away.
So Charlie chose the stone, which is really special. He knew I always wanted an Ashoka, as I've mentioned, another family business. It's a really special cut to us and me in particular. And it looks quite similar to an emerald cut, but it has 62 facets rather than 58, so you get a bit more bang for your buck. So yeah, Ashoka is definitely the way. Charlie chose the Ashoka, and we were in Devon on a family holiday where we go every year as a family, extended family, all the Boodles family. We can't get enough of each other. We'll go on holiday together as well. And it all happened, on a cliff up in Thelston. So he proposed with the stone. And then classic, my brother was like, we're just going to need something to wear that week. So I had a lovely 3-stone Ashoka that I wore for the engagement that my brother pulled from stock. So I had that for a couple of weeks until we designed what we wanted. But I literally got home, emailed our designer saying, I'd like pattern number X3221. It was very unsexy. I knew exactly what I wanted.
No, but I love that he proposed with the stone.
Yeah.
That's a wise man,
Yeah.
because he will have known that you had some very clear ideas
Yeah.
on the setting, on the other stones that you wanted around the main event.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for him.
But it was funny, I sit next to the designers in our office, and so very much sort of like working with them through the whole process. And it was particularly funny when it came from our workshop. It took probably about a month. It came from our workshop, and my brother, who is on the shop floor, hence why I keep referencing him, literally called me up on our sort of internal Boodles phones being like, your ring's here. And I was like, no, I want to be called up on my mobile called Miss Wainwright. Let's get a time in to
Yes.
see your,
You want the
see
whole
the whole
Boodles
experience.
experience.
Exactly. So I had my Boodles experience.
And did Charlie get down on one knee again?
Have you seen a photo?
No, I
did
haven't.
make him.
Did you?
Yeah.
Quite right.
Through gritted teeth, he was like, "This is so embarrassing."
On the shop floor?
with all of my colleagues watching.
It's just
It
as
must
it should
have been
be.
really nice to be on the other side.
Yeah, it was
of that.
special. It was really special. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And the wedding of the year. You're recently married. And I loved what you said about how you wanted your wedding more Kate Moss than Kate Middleton. Was it Kate Moss?
Oh, well, it was amazing. It was in my country home where I've been brought up. So we wanted it to be, chilled and sort of low-key. And Dad has a passion for vegetable gardening, quite a random passion.
Oh my
I
goodness,
promise
so
he
does
is normal.
mine. Yes,
Really?
yeah. He
That's
has a
so
kitchen
funny.
garden and
Yeah.
he grows everything.
How funny.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same as my dad.
Really?
What's the best thing that you can grow? Because I'm quite partial to be able to growing beetroot. I'm good with beetroot.
Oh, yeah. Dad does beetroot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Runner beans.
Yeah, I mean,
courgette
you name it,
leeks,
Dad does it.
Even peppers. He even grows
Oh, okay.
peppers,
I did some
chilies.
peppers, actually.
They need to meet.
Yeah,
after
they
this.
do.
They
They
need
can
to
have
meet
a
after that.
gardening off.
Yeah.
But Dad, he grew enough veggies, carrots, potatoes, beetroot, I think, for 230 people.
Wow, that's impressive.
yeah.
That's some kitchen garden.
Yeah. So it had lots of sort of nice, lovely personal touches. And it was the happiest day ever. It was fab.
You've still got the wedding glow.
Yes, you are absolutely
I
radiant.
love it. Oh. Now, let's come over to you, Isabelle. How did you create that look? Because it always seems quite effortlessly stylish.
Well, thank you. That's a massive compliment. I think, again, my mum would tell you that there was a period when I was living in Italy in my early 20s when I overdid it a bit. I just looked a bit too, like, hair, makeup, outfit, just a bit too much. And she was like, rein it in because it's just too over the top.
But wasn't that because that might have been the noughties? Did we
Oh,
all
well,
do
that's
that?
true. Yes, that is a good point. Yes.
I'm letting you off,
Thank
honestly.
you. But yeah, I think now I want to look elegant. I want to look a bit luxe and effortless. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Effortless is the way to go.
So if somebody's trying to build a wardrobe that has that chicness to it, is it like, a capsule that they can start with? Is it like 3 or 4, 5 items that you would go, oh, this is what you can do to build that look?
Build your wardrobe. I think the most important thing is cut and fit, like how, as you're saying with gemstones, cut is very important. How your clothes fit you is very important. So I would have, so let's go for 5, a well-fitting pair of black trousers, whether that's wide leg, narrow, whatever suits you and your body shape. And then a pair of jeans that fit you properly, a good cashmere jumper.
Yeah.
Need I say more? A good white t-shirt. I think that's very overlooked sometimes. A white t-shirt can be the basis for all sorts of different outfits. You can style one up for evening with I was about to say a pair of silk trousers. I can't stop talking about them.
It shows they're timeless.
Yes.
I feel good. I've just invested in 2 really nice white t-shirts because I've had t-shirts that have had motifs on, logos and stuff, and I was like,
and they're sometimes difficult to wear, aren't they? Because you're like, oh well, what do I wear on the bottom and then my handbag and so a good
and
white
I've
tee.
got to say it was really good. Kind of wearing it, thinking, why haven't I done this before?
Yeah, and then I think the last thing would be maybe a jacket or a coat that is just you're going to put it on and think, right, that's my look. Like it just finishes everything off and makes you feel amazing, really, because that's what we all want to feel in our clothes.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. When it comes to your fashion and what you're choosing to wear, do you build it around the jewellery that you're wearing, or do you let the jewellery come second? Because sometimes, it must be, I really want to wear that jewellery piece, so I'm going to have to wear that. How does that work?
It depends the event. If it's obviously day-to-day at work, I'm afraid I get changed and then go into the safe and think, what will go with this outfit?
Yeah.
But I seem to be living at weddings at the moment, which is very fun. I've been at quite a few this summer. And then I'll very much think of what jewellery piece I want to wear first. And then the outfit comes second.
Talking of weddings and your own wedding and lots of other people's weddings, what are you seeing though when it comes to jewellery with wedding trends right now? What are people going for?
Yeah, I kind of think, someone else asked me this recently, I kind of think anything goes. I think we've been to about 12 weddings this summer, and each wedding has been totally different and totally personal to the bride and the groom. One of my best friends who got married actually wore the earrings that you're wearing right now, Boodles wrap, which I would never think would be that bridal, but she looked absolutely stunning in them, and they totally worked with what she was wearing. I had another friend who wore a choker, so the same cut that I've mentioned a couple of times, Ashoka drop earrings, which potentially a bit more timeless, a bit more bridal. But yeah, I think anything goes.
I'm loving rose gold as well at the moment. I feel like I'm going through my rose gold period. And I think what's nice for me is we've gone from kind of platinum to seeing the yellow gold come back, and becoming a bit more trendy, and then seeing this rose gold, and it just feels like it mixes it up a bit. What do you see as kind of being popular right now?
There's been a real shift. I think platinum and white gold about 5 or so years ago, to be fair, you should probably be answering this question, not me. But yellow and rose is now really, I mean, most of our pieces that we sell are now yellow and rose gold. I've changed everything over from white to yellow.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it is. It's kind of how it changes, and fashion's changing all the time.
Yep.
Trends are coming and going. How do you develop that into your style? Do you get led by trends, or do you prefer timeless, or is it a mix?
So I prefer timeless. I do buy into trends, but only ones that I think will have longevity. So brown, for example, is massive at the moment, and it's been big for 2, maybe 3 years now. So I got this jumper thinking this is a unique piece. It's not trend-led in terms of the style and design, but the colour is very now. So that's how you can introduce something into your wardrobe that's not necessarily the same whatever that everybody else is going to be wearing. But yeah, I do introduce trends because I think that's part of the fun of fashion. But maybe not a new one every month.
What future trends?
Oh, future trends.
Sorry, I'm doing your question, answering the
No,
questions.
I'm loving it,
so
honestly.
that I can get ahead.
Okay,
We're keen.
Yeah.
Okay, so this autumn-winter, it's all about a funnel neck.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to be like the coolest look is going to be a funnel neck with, obviously, boots are massive. Thigh-high boots are apparently coming back. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, personally. I'm still a knee-high girl. I was very much a thigh-high girl in my 20s because they were very big then. You won't remember that. But they were. And then the aviator style glasses they started sort of last year, the year before coming in, and I was thinking, absolutely not, I'm never going to wear those.
You got a
now
pair.
I really want a pair. Yes.
Can we still get away with wearing them in the winter? Do we invest in them now and kind of do we have to wait till summer, or do we wear them in winter?
Just wear them.
So if I am walking through Victoria Leeds in the aviator glasses, I'm going to go,
That's so chic. Said I can do. So it's all good.
She said it's fine.
I know.
Do it. Michelle, do it.
I want to see your wardrobe because I've got the feeling that you would give Sex in the City's Carrie Bradshaw a run for her money with your wardrobe, right?
I think I would trounce her.
You heard it here first. Come on.
I mean, she had an apartment that would fit into one floor of my house. And all of her... So what did she store? Her jumpers in her oven.
Yeah.
I have an entire room devoted to my wardrobe, which is a bit embarrassing. But it's also my job, so I let myself off.
You must have had so much fun over the years curating your wardrobe.
Well, sustainability is a big thing with Boodles, isn't it?
Yeah,
how is that going? And how do you see sustainability going in the future for jewellery brands?
Yeah, I mean, we have launched a collection about 4 years ago called Peace of Mind, mind spelt M-I-N-E-D. And I was lucky enough before the launch to go down the mine, the Cullinan mine. It's probably the most famous diamond mine in the world. Have you heard about it? Yeah. It's where the main stones in the crown jewels came from.
Oh, wow.
And so all of our diamonds come from this mine. And it was amazing seeing firsthand, the exact sort of transparent journey, I guess, from the mine. Then the pieces are flown via helicopter to their Joburg head office. then to our London diamond cutters, and we're the only jeweller in the world that cut our diamonds in London, or in the UK for that matter. Then to our London workshops, and then into our shops. So we can look you in the eye and say, that was in the ground, 4 months ago, and this is the exact route that it's gone down. And so, yeah, those peace of mind pieces are really, really special for me. I actually wore one of the earrings for my wedding, as a sort of symbol of the trip that I did with my parents to sort of launch this campaign.
Wow.
As I've touched on as well, all of our gold is SMO, single mine origin gold. So all of the pieces you're wearing are all from this known mine, the Jan Felila mine. And we only work with super transparent mines. The Diavik mine in Canada is another big mine that we work with. That's mainly our sort of smaller stones. Again, that all, direct from the mine. And another exciting mine, the Argyle mine, which is probably the most famous pink diamond mine in the world. Again, we get all of our pinks from there. So, sustainability is mega for us. And actually, Jess Diamond, who is the main watches and jewellery journalist at the Times, said that Boodles are leading the way in terms of traceability and sustainability in the diamond world. So that was a real accolade for us. So hopefully we're doing something right.
That's great, and it's so important because I do think especially the younger generation as well really do care about that,
totally.
and to be able to say that
Yeah.
is brilliant. You mentioned pink diamonds there.
Yes.
That's a real signature for Boodles, the pink diamond. And they are incredible and very, very special.
Yes.
Like we've said, some of the other diamonds are. But tell us a little bit more. If anybody doesn't know how special, they really are.
They really are. So as I've said, the last pink diamond mine in the world, the Argyle mine, has now closed. And since it announced its closure in 2018, pink diamonds have been going up 20 to 30% each year. They're 100 times more valuable than their white diamond counterpart. I am a marketeer. I am not in sales or investments, but if I were you, invest your money in pink diamonds. I mean, the equivalent of finding one pink diamond is like finding one white diamond in the whole size of the UK. They are so, so rare. And yeah, Boodles, we're lucky that we have sort of received the last remaining pinks from the Argyle mine directly. So we've got, probably the most, the best pink diamond crop in the world. In our stock, and lots of our what we call icon jewellery. So that's our more sort of accessible jewellery, like our Rain Dance collection that we've mentioned. Have little pinks in, be Boodles, the earrings you're wearing. We've got a version with little pinks in. We put little pinks where we can because it's a real Boodles signature, as well as obviously being our brand colour as well. Yeah,
That's great to have that rare gem as part of your collection.
Exactly.
Does this necklace have any pink
It
diamonds?
actually doesn't. I knew you were going to say
pink
that.
sapphires?
I knew you were going to say that.
I did ask that earlier.
Sorry.
I was like, but we have got pink diamonds in the room. Can we explain and reveal?
I've got two very, very, very little ones on my engagement ring.
Oh, that's so nice.
Hidden details are a sort of big thing of what we do at Boodles. So they're on sort of the inside of the ring. Because I don't think I would be lucky enough to own a pink diamond otherwise, because they are so valuable and
so rare.
Yeah, exactly.
That is great to kind of know that, kind of the backstory on it. And tell us a little bit about Africa. Is that your latest collection?
Yeah, it is. So a family journey, the collection I touched on earlier, the sort of a trip from the photo album that we found that my grandfather took. It did very, very well with our clients and with our press. And as I said, travel resonates. So to sort of celebrate that, my uncle Nicholas, who is our current chairman and a very eccentric, amazing man, he went on his own version of his trip around Europe. This was 2 years ago. A similar trip to what his dad took. He took 14 different modes of transport in 12 days. And chapter 3 of the journey was a family journey around Africa. And this time I went with him. We went last year. And the idea was to sort of learn the tricks of the trade from my uncle. We bought lots of stones and precious gemstones on our journey, and to also help come up with inspiration for this high jewellery collection. And I have to say, I think it was one of the most amazing weeks of my life. It felt like I was on either my honeymoon or my gap year with my uncle.
Amazing.
I couldn't quite work out which one it was.
Yeah.
But no,
Is that live yet?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I'm going to go and have a look at that.
You'll be able to find it on our website. Yeah. We've got a 90-second film, but also a sort of 32-minute film for those that are looking for a bit more. So yeah, it was a very, very special trip to go on.
Is the, obviously the inspiration was the Africa, but what are we going to see? What kind of designs?
Yeah, so I mean, most of the pieces are all inspired by animals. So we've got the lion suite, we've got the giraffe, which is, similar sort of textures. We've got the Maasai suite, so, taking inspiration from the Maasai clothing. Victoria Falls, we've got Tanzanites in our sunrise, sunset suites. Yeah, it's gazelles, snakes, the full African world.
And I bet you saw all of those.
We did. We were so lucky. And obviously Africa as a continent has given us so much, be it, incredible diamonds, precious gemstones. So this was a celebration of obviously a continent which has given us so much. And we visited our charity as well when we were there, which is an amazing charity called Just a Drop, which provides safe drinking water to quite a few communities in Africa. So the collection is sort of all weaving back into that project as well. So
and that'd be great to see that firsthand.
It really
and the
was.
difference it's making.
It was very moving. Yeah.
Travel is a big thing. Destinations are a big part of the collections. And I mentioned before that you were an interpreter. You have travelled all over to different places.
Yeah.
Has that inspired your fashion? Do you see that coming through in any of the fashion choices that you've made?
Definitely. I actually worked briefly in Senegal.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and they speak French there. And there's a phrase in French which is le mal d'Afrique, which means you get homesick for Africa once you've been there. And I genuinely think you do. But yes, going back to the influences on my wardrobe, I don't think I would have got this kind of the gloss that I like to think I have without having lived in Italy. Seriously, Milan, if you want to see serious style and gloss and just like the way they put their outfits together, even the men, like they just look amazing. They look so good, and they're so la bella figura is like, looking nice and presenting a good appearance is one of the most important things about Italian society.
Gosh, they do get it right, don't they?
They do get it right.
I was whisked away for a moment there to Italy.
I know. I was picturing the Italian man.
I really was. It must be hard then to kind of get the favourite brand. If I asked you, there must be quite a few brands.
Yeah.
Having travelled, having gone to places like that, having a wardrobe which is amazing. Could you pinpoint a couple?
So at the moment, I'm really enjoying COS. I love their jackets, and their cashmere is truly excellent. For high street cashmere, it's really, really good. I bought one last year and absolutely lived in it. I highly recommend COS's cashmere. Again, cashmere and silk, Lily Silk, this is where these trousers are from. They were actually the first brand to pay me as a content creator, the first fashion brand to work with me on paid content as a content creator. So they'll always have a special place in my heart.
And they do good
and
trousers.
They do, and oh my
Absolutely.
Goodness, I live in them. I wear something of theirs like every other day, if not every day. And I get a lot of my basics from like H&M and Zara.
Mm-hmm. If I was to ask you, there would be a person whose wardrobe you would like to raid, who might that be?
So I suppose it's a bit of an obvious answer, but Rosie Huntington-Whiteley always gets it right.
Yeah.
She really does. But if you were going to allow me one step further and not just raid somebody's wardrobe, but an archive, it would be the Armani archive.
Oh, that's some archive,
I
isn't
know.
it? Absolutely.
Yeah, he was an absolute genius.
Definitely, I totally agree on that. I mean, you've had celebrities galore, A-listers, wear Boodles on the red carpet. What is that like? Do you still kind of get a tingle when you see somebody wearing the jewellery like that?
Yeah, for sure. It kind of feels weird, like our little family business and a massive superstar wearing, some of our pieces, especially some of the pieces that I feel particularly connected to, having sort of worked on their full, from concept to finished product. But yeah, I guess we're lucky being, smaller, we're more nimble. For example, 2 days ago, we had a request for Naomi Campbell to wear a piece at 4 p.m. and at 6 p.m. the necklace was on her neck. So we can act super, super quickly. Whereas I think some of these massive, international brands, they have to go via their headquarters in Paris and get sign off or whatever. So I think that's why we're lucky, and we've dressed some pretty impressive people, and we can act pretty quickly.
That's amazing.
I think it's not just look. I think you're very much hiding your light under a bushel there. I think you have beautiful pieces, and that's why people want to wear them.
And it is because they make people feel special. They make people turn on the glamour for those occasions, because you need to feel that, especially if you are a celebrity on a red carpet. I think it can give you confidence as well as what you're wearing in fashion terms, right?
Yeah, knowing that you look amazing can make you you don't need to think about it, and then you can just concentrate on feeling great and doing what you need to do. Yeah.
I love it. So what's next for Boodles? Are there any plans or any bold moves that you've got up your sleeve on?
Yeah, I mean, we've got lots in the pipeline. We're now sort of planning 2028, and I won't reveal all of our secrets, but watch this space with a big pink story. That's all I'm going to say. That's very exciting. We're moving across the road in Bond Street to a much bigger shop, which will become the Boodles Townhouse. So that's an exciting move for us, and this pink story will sort of launch at the same time. We're doing a big collaboration next year, sort of similar-ish to the National Gallery, but another big sort of British institution, but I can't say too much yet.
Exciting.
And yeah, look, we've got lots in the pipeline.
Definitely.
But, yeah, I'm sorry, I need to keep my cards quite close to my chest.
It's
at this
good.
stage.
I like the keys, and I feel I'm channeling your pink story.
Yeah,
with my
exactly. Love
too.
it.
It really
Love
am. And for yourself, Isabelle, what's coming up? What kind of things would you like to do? How would you like Belle So Chic to develop?
To grow. Well, in my industry, we do not plan 3 years ahead. So I'm not planning 2028. I'm planning October 2025. But yes, I want to see where it can take me. I want to make this a community for women, not just about fashion. I mean, obviously fashion is a big part of my life, and it's a big part of all our lives, because we're judged on how we look. But I want to find the best way of taking the experience that I've had with my health and very nearly dying and being so unwell, and then, coming back to life from that. I want to share my knowledge and my, the lessons I've learned with my community. So I'm working on a few things of how to get that out there. But that's where I want to take it.
That's a great thing to do, and I think, like you say, you're helping other people at the same time.
Yes, if I can do that, if I can just share my lessons learned or whatever, and make a difference for somebody else, or even if it's just helping somebody feel good because they look nice, I get that feedback from my community, and it just makes my day when I get it.
Well, you've made my day, both of you, today. I feel like I've learned some lessons. But before I let you go, I always like to finish the podcast with some quick fire questions. Okay. So are you ready for this?
Let's go for it.
There was a pause then from Honour. She's not quite sure. Okay, diamonds or pearls?
Diamonds.
I thought you might say that, absolutely. What about yourself, Isabelle?
Well, I do love a pearl, but I have to say diamonds.
They're a girl's best friend.
They are.
Come on, absolutely. All right, I will start with you on this one, Isabelle. Minimalism or maximalism?
Minimalism. You wouldn't think so looking at my jumper, but with a touch of extra.
Extra, I like that word, extra. What about for you, Honour, minimalism or maximalism?
I would say minimalism.
Okay, right, red carpet glamour or boho chic?
Boho chic. But then a bit of
Glamorous boho chic.
Yeah, exactly.
The Kate
Exactly.
Moss gave it away
Yeah.
before with that. I was thinking you might go for that, but a bit of both. What about yourself?
Red carpet glamour.
Yeah, I like this. A style icon, Honour, who you'd love to have dinner with?
Ooh, I think Princess Diana.
She was absolutely incredible
So
with
many
her
questions
style.
for her.
And I still think...
And it still lives on.
Yes,
exactly,
it absolutely
timeless
does.
today.
Totally. Talk about
And
time
with
of
jewellery
style.
as well,
Yeah.
the iconic engagement ring there.
Yeah,
you know,
of
I've
course.
seen people having the sapphires now because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Okay, what about you? Style icon to have some dinner with?
Well, I can't say Princess Diana now. So, probably Audrey Hepburn. Classic. Yeah, she's Belgian. I've lived in Belgium.
She got it right.
She got everything right. She always got it right.
Absolutely. Oh, and again, another icon. And finally, last question. One piece of clothing that you would just never kind of throw away, the one that is the most special to you?
So, I have a pair of Gucci boots that I bought when I was 18. I got them from a charity shop. They were £4, pristine, from the 60s, never worn. I felt like I was robbing the place.
That is some find.
I wore them to death, but I will not let go of them. They're in poor shape. I've had them resold many, many, many times, but I'm not letting go of those.
I want a picture of those later on. Okay, send me a picture, okay? And, well, I'm not going to ask you about a piece of fashion. Of course I'm going to ask you about a piece of jewellery, and I probably know the answer to this
I'm
one.
going with the Ashoka.
What's it going to be, Honour?
I'm sorry, very boring. Of course, it's got to be the Ashoka engagement ring.
Of course, I think that would definitely be mine.
That'll be my
yours,
choice,
and
yeah.
everybody else's. Oh, I love it. And as I said before, I've loved chatting to you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you for
so
having me.
much. Well, that's it for episode 8 of Style Arcade's podcast. If you haven't seen any of the other podcasts, you know what to do. You can scroll back and look on YouTube. You can follow us at Style Arcade's podcast on Instagram, and you can find us on any platform where you like to stream your podcast. Until next time, stay stylish.